Alright, here we are, and first, let's talk about this right here. Due to unforeseen circumstances related to platform review, the version of the game will not be released on 425 on any platform. So, we won't be getting our changes in 10 plus 1 summon crystal animation or a 5-star unit pedestal color change. Uh, okay, so they'll still be given the parameter quests, and I'm going to make a video going over the parameter quests. Those are really cool. They're going to be interesting and fun, trying to get our stats up. But I made this post on Reddit, and let's talk about this. With the Easter debacle, I'm of two minds on it, as I often find myself to be, as I often have opposing thoughts to everything in life. So, let's I don't know. I remember the good old days of gaming when, you didn't have player guides or the internet. It didn't even exist. Uh, for RPGs especially, where we as gamers had to test everything out ourselves, track our own numbers, and make paper maps, etc. Stuff like that. I started my true RPG experience, and thus my true gaming experience, with Final Fantasy IV. This was a game with all the hand-holding of an amputee octopus. Now, at a certain point in Final Fantasy IV, you had to throw a key in a well. Well, as a preteen, I either missed that info or skipped it, and spent weeks, honestly, it was probably months, stuck. As a matter of fact, you could even miss key info if you didn't read or take mental note of everything an NPC said once, and only once in some games or cases. You had to try every single character, skill, item to guess at what it did, and then you had to try and figure out if it had a variable, a crit, a killer, a status, infliction, any of those things. Now, at that time, you could only compare notes with other people, the chance few that you met that also had played the game. Mountains of knowledge gained and lost for those that tried to share it, only to forget little but key details here and there. I still enjoyed those games. So, yeah, all that knowledge gained and lost as you're trying to explain it and share it with people, and you forget little key bits there and here and there. So, I don't know. That being said, here's the other side, the duality of the whole thing, the second mind. That being said, I gave up on Gumi and many other companies, not just gaming ones, a long time ago in regards to telling us how things work. You know how this is, just in your daily life. I mean, things just, people pull stuff all the time. Banks, anything and everything. Just companies leave out little info, and then they're like, oh, well, you have to do this, or you owe us money, or you have to do this by this certain time, or else you're in violation. I'm not even going to go off on that. But, it's been a long time since I've been reading off numbers and percentages in my new news updates. And it's not out of laziness. It's out of the fact that, well, okay, maybe it is a little bit out of laziness, but it's out of the simple fact that they don't give us any numbers. They don't give us anything that we can properly use. They don't give us any of the real info. We have to data mine it ourselves. Well, not ourselves, but others do. You know how it works. They tell us, this is where it gets really annoying. They tell us this was their official statement recently. They tell us to refer to official sources, but there are no, man, I want to swear. There's no official sources that give any actual detailed info. Then they go on to tell us flat out that the official sources are what's posted in the game and on their social media accounts. Don't make me vomit. I'm really getting, that gets me so annoyed. I don't even want to go down that road of being annoyed. I don't want it to be one of these videos. It's not, as much as it is a rant, it's not supposed to be a real, true, annoyed rant. But there's nothing informative about those things, the official sources, what they babble on about, their little videos that they don't even get things right. They call a character a she and then a he and then a she again. But get the story straight. Yes, that character that people latched onto this situation was it supposedly dressed in women's clothing or men's clothing or something like that. It was the bard, one of the bards, and it's not important. It really isn't. But the point is, know what you're talking about. Whether it is a guy in women's clothing or it's a woman in guy's clothing, call them properly. Figure it out before you get on the video and get this stuff right. Then they go on and say we can be misled or misinformed by unofficial sources. Look, these unofficial sources are the only things we have. Maybe create an actual accurate source that gives out real and fully detailed info, something like what people are forced to do by contributing our own time to a wikia. No, instead it has to be done by data mining for info that they flat out refuse to give us. How are we supposed to know percentages? How are we supposed to know how many turns things last for? Back originally, they didn't give us any of this stuff. How are we supposed to know how many hits an attack does? How are we supposed to know the boost or the debuff, but it reduces attack and defense? Okay, give me a number. Give me something. Give me a percentage. Like, seriously. They don't tell us how many hits an attack does. I think I already said that once. I'm just repeating myself because I've gotten myself annoyed here. So let's relook at how this simply could be fixed by Square Enix and Gumi then. Or maybe don't, because it makes my heart hurt, and I don't want to make your head hurt. I posted this all on Reddit. Actually, I added a little more into the video here, more ranting and such, just because how annoying this really is once I actually say it out loud. But if you just skip to the end of the video here, this isn't the late 80s or early 90s. Back when gaming was like that, when we didn't have the internet, that was fine. But we shouldn't have to live this way. Okay? We shouldn't have to hear crap from a company. Oh, don't listen. Don't look into those data mines. Don't find out any information about the game except for what we give you. But we're not going to go and make the step to give you anything. Seriously. Gumi, Square Enix, somebody, lawyers, PR people, get your crap together and do what's right. As always, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and have a good one.